Tiny Dorothy Visits. Today's topic is Find Gold in Yourself. And the first reading from Louise Hay's Everyday Positive Thinking. And this quote is from Daniel Levin. Find the courage to hold on to your beliefs, even if the world around you chooses to believe differently. Have the courage to change those beliefs that no longer fit the person you have become. In doing so, you truly become yourself. And the next reading is from Julia Cameron's Heart Steps. And the quote at the top of the page is from Nelson Mandela. Our worst fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And this is called The Great Creator Creates Through Me. We are ourselves creations. We are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. This is the God force extending itself through us. Creativity is God's gift to us. Using creativity is our gift back to God. It is the natural extension of our creative nature to manifest our dreams. Our dreams come from a divine source. Moving in the direction of our dreams moves us toward our divinity. And the last reading is from a new book. I don't think I've read it before for you. It's called The Magic of Believing. And I came by it in, reading Norman Vincent Peale's book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And he referred to it. So I thought, I'm going to take a look and find that book. So I have an excerpt from it I'd like to read to you. Few people give much thought to the law of cause and effect as applicable to the operation of the mind, or comprehend what is meant when they hear such thoughts as, everything is within, nothing is without, or mind is the source of all power, and so on. I believe that no better explanation of this can be given than appeared in an article published in the Commercial and Financial Chronicle, December 10th, 1932. This publication has been known for more than 100 years as the, quote, Bible of Business and Finance. And with the permission of Herbert D. Seaberg, editor and publisher, I quote in part. It is entitled El Dorado. El Dorado, a country rich beyond all precedent in gold and jewels, lies at every man's door. Your bonanza lies under your feet. Your luck is ready at hand. All is within, nothing is without, though it often appears that men and peoples, by dumb luck or avarice or force or overreaching, strike upon the sea of prosperity. Man, individually and collectively, is entitled to life in all abundance. It is a most evident fact. Religious and philosophy assert it. History and science prove it. That they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly is the law. What do you seek? Pay the price and take it away. There is no limit to the supply, but the more precious the thing you seek, the higher the price. For everything we obtain, we must barter the gold of our own spirits. Where to find the gold of the all-powerful? One secures the gold of the spirit when he finds himself. When he finds himself, he finds freedom and all riches, achievement, and prosperity. High-sounding talk? No. The most palatable evidence of American history and biography of all history. The concrete proof is apparent even in current events if we but open our eyes. Nothing substantial, lasting, powerful, or moving was ever accomplished, nor ever can be, except which commands dominion, power, and accomplishment. Men who know themselves know at once that all material things and ideas have a spiritual counterpart or basis. They see it in money, in credit. The law of supply and demand is not an awakened man merely an economic principle, but the material manifestation of spiritual law. Such freedom-seeking men see the same principle and operating in gravitation, in chemical affinities, in macrocosm, in microcosm. America has long been the greatest of Eldorados, the stage upon which the most numerous of self-found men worked their bonanzas and their miracles of thought to the enrichment of themselves and mankind at large. There is no exploitation, only a showering of gifts easily bought by free spirits and generously scattered on all hands according to the expressed law of bargain of the original, permanent owner and first producer. To the self-found man of action, all the money, credit, and capital goods he can use. Mackay, O'Brien, Hearst, and fair, brave young Americans of 1849 found gold in themselves before they struck it in California. They had to, quote, "If there is gold there," they told one another, "we'll get our share." How great must have been the spiritual wealth of such a free-found man as James J. Hill, who built the Great Northern Railroad from nowhere to nowhere in a wilderness where no one lives. His madness founded an empire. By spiritual force, he turned forests and plains into 1,000 Eldorados, and by the same force commanded all the gold and credit needed for the markets of Amsterdam and London, and enabled millions of Americans to discover for themselves great bonanza in the cold Northwest. Thomas A. Edison said a few years before he died, "Ideas come from space. This may be astonishing and impossible to believe, but it is true. Ideas come from out of space." Surely Edison should have known, for few men ever received or gave forth more ideas. Let each man seek the El Dorado within himself. Power is plentiful. The source is inexhaustible. As the canonical father of the church expressed it, that which is received is according to the measure of the recipient. It is not the power that is lacking, it is the will. When one finds oneself, the will becomes automatically set toward El Dorado. By a full and powerful imagination, anything can be brought into concrete form. The great physician Pericles said, "The human spirit is so great a thing that no man can express it. Could we rightly comprehend the mind of man, nothing would be impossible to us upon the earth." Through faith, the imagination is invigorated and completed, for it really happens that every doubt mars its perfection. Faith must strengthen the imagination, for faith establishes the will. Faith is personal, individual. Salvation, any way you take it, is personal. Faith comes in the finding of one's self. This self-finding establishes a clear realization of one's identity with the eternal. Strong, self-assertive men built up this El Dorado of America. Man, know thyself. Thine own individual self is everlastingly the supreme command. Self-knowers always dwell in El Dorado. They drink from the fountain of youth and are at all times owners of all they wished to enjoy. Boy, this is pretty long, but I must have picked it out for a reason. It's really hard to read because the font's too small for these old eyes, but I shall muster on, and I hope that you get some gems from this, okay? The words of Pericles, just quoted, are well worth rereading and further study, for once you grasp their meaning and discover how to apply the principle, you will certainly have more light on how to succeed in your undertakings. However, I would like to point out that hard work alone will not bring success. The world is filled with people who have worked hard but have little to show for it. Something more than hard work is necessary. It is creative thinking and firm belief in your ability to execute your ideas. The successful people in history have succeeded through their thinking. Their hands were merely helpers to their brains. Another important point is that one essential to success is that your desire, being an all-obsessing one, your thoughts and aims be coordinated, and your energy be concentrated and applied without let-up. It may be riches or fame or position or knowledge that you want, for each person has his own idea of what success means to him. But whatever you choose it to be, you can have it, provided you are willing to make the objective the burning desire of your life. A big order, you say? Not at all. By using the dynamic force of believing, you can set all your inner forces in motion, and they in turn will help you reach your goal. If you are married, you remember the stimulation and emotional experience of courting the girl you wanted for your wife. Certainly, it wasn't nerve-wracking work. Quite the contrary, you'll admit. But what were you using, if not this very same science, even though unconsciously? The desire to win the helpmate was uppermost in your mind from the time you got the idea until your marriage. The thoughts, the belief was with you every minute of the day, and perhaps it was with you in your dreams. Now that you have a clearer idea of the part that thought and desire play in our daily lives, the first thing to determine is precisely what you want. Starting in with a general idea that you merely want to be a success, as most people do, is too indefinitive. You must have a mental pattern clearly drawn in your mind. Ask yourself, where am I headed? What is my goal? Have I visualized just what I really want? If success is to be measured in terms of wealth, can you fix the amount in figures? If in terms of achievement, can you specify it definitely? I ask these questions, for in their answers are factors which will determine your whole life from now on. strange as it may appear, not 1 out of 100 people can answer these questions. Most people have a general idea that they would like to be a success, but beyond that, everything is vague. They merely go along from day to day, figuring that if they have a job today, they will have it tomorrow, and that somehow they will be looked after in their old age. They are like a cork on the water, floating aimlessly, drawn this way and that by various currents, and either being washed up on the shore or becoming waterlogged and eventually sinking. Therefore, it is vital that you know exactly what you want out of life. You must know where you are headed, and you must keep a fixed goal in view. That, of course, is the overall picture. It makes no difference whether you want a job or a better one, a new house, a place in the country, or just a new pair of shoes. You must have a fixed idea before you'll obtain what you are after. There is a great difference between a need and a desire. For example, you may need a new car for business, and you may desire one in order to give pleasure to your family. The one for your business you will get as a matter of necessity. The one for your family you will plan to get as soon as possible. For this car, you will make an extra effort because it is something you have never had before and something that will add to your responsibilities and something that will compel you to seek new powers within yourself and new resources outside. It is desire for something new, something different, something that is going to change your life, that causes you to make an extra effort. And it is the power of believing that alone sets in motion for those inner forces by which you add what I call plus values to your life. So you begin with desire if you ever hope to achieve anything or gain more than you have now. It is the prime motivational force in all of us. And without an all-consuming desire, nothing can be achieved or gained. However, as we shall see, there is more to it than mere desire. I am aware that metaphysicians claim that thoughts are things. They may be in a general sense, but so far as the effect upon us individually is concerned, they do not become real to us until we give them life with our own thinking or through the workings of our imaginations. Sorry, I know it was a bit long, and it's a different, because this was written so many years ago, I think in the 1930s, they have a different way of speaking and a little bit. But the bottom line is it's, so much of what I've been reading through, with Wayne Dyer and so many other motivational speakers, they always talk about that. If you want something badly enough, you must define exactly what it is. Right down to every detail. Put it on little cards, they say, and read it and again, and make it go into your subconscious by saying it to yourself over and over and over again. And that burning desire, that's what's going to do it. That's what's going to bring it into your realm or whatever. That's what they say. And I certainly believe it's true. If you want something badly enough, you'll get it. You'll get it eventually. Just have faith. Don't give up. Okay? Well, that's my big tidbit for today. I hope it helps you. I send you my love. Until next week, bye for now.